What you got there, PeePaw? I got an Acopos 1320. Why do you leave these things laying around? They breed like rabbits. Well, let's see what the red tag says. It says, speed issues. Can't run over 40% or more. Okay, what's the other side say? Feed or drive. Stop responding when try to speed up to 40%. Okay. Get this tag out of the way. Alright. First thing we're going to do is check the line and the motor for short circuits. Oh, I forgot. How y'all doing? I hope you're doing good. We're not doing too bad here. We're not doing too bad here. Better than some days, that's for sure. Okay, let's check the line side first. I've got L1, L2, and L3 here. Here's DC, or plus DC1, minus DC1, plus DC2, and minus DC2. That's our bus capacitors. That's our plus bus and bus ground. We're going to take, and I'll read these to you since we're quite a ways away from the camera. Okay, I got my meter set to diode test mode. We're going to put the black lead on plus DC1 or plus DC2. They're both tied together. I'll show you here. And minus DC1 and minus DC2 are also tied together. Right there. We have continuity. So I'm going to put our black lead on plus DC1, red lead on L1. We have a diode drop of 0.503 volt. Now leaving the black lead on plus DC1, we're going to put the red lead on L2. And there we have 0.504. Now we're moving the red lead to L3. We have 0.504 volt diode drop. We have good diode drops on the high side of the three-phase bridge rectifier. Now put the red lead on minus DC1, that's our bus ground, and the black lead on L1, we have 0.502 volt diode drop. Move the black lead to L2, 0.502 volt diode drop, and move the black lead to L3. There's 0.504 volt diode drop. So the three-phase bridge is good. No opens or short circuits. Now we're going to move to the other side where the motor is. Here is U, V, and W. This is where the motor connects. And we also have RB plus, RB minus, and two frame grounds. One here and one here. Right here is where the regenerative braking resistor would connect. So, back to the other side where the DC bus is, we'll put the black lead on plus DC1. That is our plus bus. Am I still on it? Yes, I think I am. Here's U. Look at that, we're charging up. You know what that means? That means that that circuit breaker has tripped. Okay, so after that capacitor's charged up, I don't know where these capacitors are, but whenever I don't have a diode drop in this Acopos system, from bus plus to U, V, and W. There's a circuit breaker in there that's tripped. So right now our meter says I got the red lead on U and the black lead on bus plus, and our meter says OL. Now we'll move our red lead to V and OL again. We have no connection from bus plus to U and V, and here's W with the red lead, same, OL, no diode drop. Now I'm going to put the red lead on bus ground, and we'll do the same thing with the black lead. U, we have a good diode drop of 0.377. Move the black lead to V, red lead on bus ground, 0.371 volt diode drop. And the black lead on W, 0.373 volt diode drop. Let's go ahead and check RB plus and RB minus. Here's RB plus with the black lead. We have 0.910 volt diode drop. Here's RB minus, that's OL. Let's put the black lead back on bus plus and go to RB plus. They're connected, that's normal. We have continuity from RB plus to bus plus. Here's RB minus, and that is open, OL. Okay, we're going to get this drive apart so we can go see what position that circuit breaker is in. If this is the same as the last Acopos that we worked on. Whew. Okay. Whew. Okay. These things are a chore to get apart if you watch the last video. I'll provide a link in this video to the other video of the Acopos. All right. I need to take a little bit of a break. I'll tell you what, that stroke and diabetes, it can take a toll on you. Oh, okay. A physical therapist said that I'd be back to 100% in about a year, and it's been 3 months now. 3 months? 2 months? Maybe 2 months. January, 1st of January, February, March. It's 3 months. So 9 more months to go, I'll be 100%. Unless I crash and burn again. Oh, Lordy be. Okay. I'll be back in a little bit. All right. Did y'all have a good break? Let's take the connectors off first. Okay. It's the motor side. Those are on it pretty tight. That one's off. That one's off. Phew, those are tight connectors. Let's see if I can find me a rag. While we're taking this drive apart, we'll clean her up pretty good. There's all our connectors removed. Yeah, I want to pull these cards off first. This is a communications card right here. And I believe this one is for the feedback. Must have encoder feedback going into this card right here. Go ahead and pull these covers off the empty slots too. There's the empty slot covers right there. They're removed. Now when we go to put these back in, we want to get them back in the same order that they came out. I've already taken pictures. There we go. I'm going to run these screws down so they don't fall out and get lost. We'll have to back them off when we go put the dummy covers and the cards back in. Here's the encoder card right here. What I believe is an encoder card. It has an LED for UP, that's up, and DN is down. This card is an AC 120. It's got a label also. Doesn't quite say what it is, but what its function is. But its part number looks like BRC 120.60-1. And here is the COM card. And it is AC 112. It has a yellow or maybe a green, can't really tell. Yeah, green and red LEDs. And these two dip switches, or selector switches down here, I'm sorry, they must be for addressing. There's two ports right there for the communications. This card does not have, yes it does, right here. It is BRC 112.60-1. This is our communications card right here. We'll set these off to the side and continue the disassembly process. Where do we got to go now? And let's check this fuse real quick. You have to remove this fuse anyway to pull this plate off. Put my meter in beep mode, in continuity mode. Yep, that fuse is good. We have good continuity through that fuse. Set that off to the side. Let's put these connectors over here too so they're not in the way. Okay, we're going to start removing screws. I want to get this gray cover off first. So there's two Phillips screws right here. Are they Phillips? Nope. They're Torx. Separate bucket for the gray cover. Try to keep my screws separated so that when I put this drive back together, it'll make it just a little bit easier. There's two Torx right here. not sure. I can't remember if this cover has to come off too, but we'll go ahead and take it off. This side's missing a piece. This might just be for decoration. This is only the second Acopos I have worked on. I'm gonna have to glue this back on. Yeah, okay, that's just for decoration. That's just trim, but we're gonna have to fix this here. We got a broke plastic cover. Let's go set that on the floor over here, out of the way. Okay, take these out right here. Oh, I'm dropping stuff. I'll probably never find that screw. I drop stuff on the floor around here and it's gone forever. That's what I get for getting in a hurry. One. Two. Three. Now what needs to come loose now? There we go. It's loose, but something's holding us up. Probably the connectors. We'll lip over these connectors somehow. See if we can loosen these up here. And that might allow us to hinge up a little bit easier. It's hinged on this white panel right here. Time being, let's see if just loosening up these screws right here will allow us to unhinge that gray panel. What appears to be our holdup. Those connectors are out of the way. These connectors are out of the way. It should just fold right up. Something. There we go. We're lipped over on that side right there. Okay, we're in. Partially anyways. There's little tabs right here and they fit into the tabs of this white cover right there. Let's move this gray cover out of the way. It's going to need some serious cleaning, just like the last one we worked on. Let's get some more pictures. Okay, now you see this little box right here? this, I believe, to be a circuit breaker of some sorts. Yeah. There's a little switch on top of this box. And if I flip it back the other way, we'll have high side diode drops from bus plus, bus ground, or I'm sorry, from bus plus to U, V, and W, because we did not have that before. But if I flip this back the other way, if I can, yeah, there we go. If I flip that back the other way, reset the circuit breaker, we should have diode drops from bus plus to U, V, and W. Let's see. Let's see if we can get that. Where's my bus plus at? There's my bus plus. Okay, let's try it again. Is our meter in the frame? Let me turn the light on. Okay, I'll read it to you just in case y'all can't see that. I hear a chopper flying over the shop. Y'all hear that? Okay. Here's bus plus with the black lead, and U, V, and W. I'll get on U first with the red lead. There we go, look at that. We have diode drops now. Isn't that amazing? 0.375 volt diode drop. Black lead on bus plus, red lead on U. Here's red lead on V. 0.373 volt diode drop. Here's red lead on W. 0.370 volt diode drop. That is good. All because this little breaker device right here tripped. That's what we saw in the first Acopos that we worked on. Here being the second one with the same problem. I wonder what's going on there. They have something that's tripping this breaker. If that is a breaker, but it sure does seem like one. Alright. Well, regardless, we're going to take this drive apart, clean it up. It is grody. This drive, it's stuck again. This drive is from a welding machine. Let's see if I can pop that connector loose with this. There we are. There we go. Yep, that's a tight connector. This drive works in a welding machine, and you see all this just brownish factory dust from the work process. So we're going to take this drive all the way apart, although I believe that it could probably work by resetting that breaker right there. But we're going to take it apart, clean it up, install new caps, new capacitors on the power board and this control board right here. Whew, look at that mess. Okay, did we get enough pictures? Get some pictures of this red and black wire here because I'm going to have to disconnect those. The red and black wire go down to the fuse holder, that large fuse that we removed earlier. Okay, let's continue the disassembly process. We're going to remove the control board if we, or at least this panel right here. I have to get that out of the way. Don't y'all like doing stuff like this? I'm like a kid in a candy store when I'm working on things, trying to figure out how to take them apart and how to put them back together, and in the process looking for things that are wrong. Let's see what else we have to do to get this off. get that off. Let's undo that. Yeah, let's undo the screw right here. I'll get a picture of that first. I don't think I got a picture of this. And there's a torque screw up here that looks like it needs to come off. Yeah, I like taking things apart. My father, he was a jet engine mechanic when he was in the USAF over in Korea during the Korean War. Worked on F-86s. And then he got out to work for Pratt & Whitney. He lived up north for a long time. There we go. Now it looks like that right there might lip out. And he showed us how to take things apart. He was real good at mechanical things. How jet engines worked, how they were taken apart, how they were put back together. He's real good at that kind of work. And us boys, we picked that up from him. Okay. There we go. This corner right here always lips onto that metal right there. It makes it kind of hard to get apart. So if y'all ever work on one of these and you can't get that out, come over here to this side and just gently pry that off that corner. Let's see what we got now. I know there's ribbon cable in here that's going to have to get disconnected. They got a little snap ring over it. Let me shine the light down in there and you can see it. That's it right there. It's got a little snap ring that retains that ribbon connector onto that connector right there. See if I can find something to pry that connector off. There we go. Don't drop it down in the drive, PeePaw. Well, it probably doesn't matter if we did because we're going down there anyways. Okay. There's the ribbon cable, it's disconnected. And there's another cable right back here that we have to disconnect. And it powers the cooling fan, that harness right there. So let's get a picture of that. So there's two connectors side by side. We want to connect it back into the right connector. Let's pull that apart. Okay. There's the fan connector. Here's the control board. We're going to go ahead and install new capacitors into that. Let me get it in the picture, y'all can see that. So we're going to change out these capacitors right here. Now if I can help it, I usually leave these large capacitors alone, but I'll change out these capacitors right here. And the reason, I mean, these capacitors, they may be good, but the reason I do it is because this thing's so difficult to get apart that we might as well, while we're in here, as preventive maintenance. And that way the drive will go back to the factory and we won't have to see it again for bad capacitors for another maybe 20 or 30 years. The work we do today, it'll outlive us. So we'll set this off to the side and we'll come back to it when we get to recapping. Now let us separate this top board of the drive. Undo the fuse holder wires. There we go. Almost there. One more screw, I believe. Let's see if it comes off now. Yes, there we go. Just run the fuse holder wires. There. Okay. Oh, look at that mess on this side of the board. Whew. This drive has never been taken apart before. We're the first ones in. That looks like about 50 years of factory crud on this drive. Oh, she's going to get cleaned up today. If not today, tomorrow, Sunday. We can do it then. Let me set this down. Put this down here on the floor with the other parts. Here's a little paper insulator. Let's get a picture of where we're at now. Right. Get this out of the way. There's our bus capacitors right there. How many are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 bus capacitors. Then here's the standoffs. The voltages are routed up and down through these standoffs right here. Okay. Take the little heat shrink insulators off the standoffs. This one right here doesn't have an insulator. Probably because it's off by itself. Not going to get bent over or touch anybody else. A little bit smaller than 7mm. See what size that is. A 5mm? That's 5.5mm. Okay, we'll take these screws out first. Come on, left hand, keep up. Picture of this. There's a little screw down here I don't want to forget. Picture of that screw. One over there. There we go. Oh, look at that. That's going to have to get cleaned up too. Whew. This drive has never been well taken care of. But we'll do her up right. We'll get her all cleaned up. I oftentimes think that these items are sent into us just to, so that we can clean them up. Okay, we're down to the IGBT board. There's 4 standoffs that are going to have to be removed. There's another insulator. Let's move that out of the way. But before we do that, let's get a picture so we don't forget to reinstall that insulator. Have y'all ever taken something apart and get it all back together and you come up with extra screws or something where you have to take the drive apart again to get installed? How many times have I done that? That is seriously aggravating. So I try to take pictures so that I can at least get the device together right the first time. Okay. Screws right there. They're a different size. We torqued that one in pretty tight. There we go. buddy? Okay, gotta undo the IGBT, and I think I might have to undo these standoffs over here. Those are the 7mm. These two, they come up through the board. So I don't think I need to take those off. Let's see, who's next? I'll do the IGBT and three-phase bridge screws. There's a connector right here. I believe from the last Acopos we worked on, that's the that one's torqued in pretty tight. That one too. That's the motor thermal. No, wait, not motor thermal. That's the heat sink thermal. Okay, got three-phase bridge mounting screws loose. Now let's see what we got. Yes, there we go. The thing that's holding us up now is the wires to the heat sink thermal. See how I can get in there. There's a connector right here, but the last Acopos we worked on, I had no luck disconnecting that connector. You know what I'm going to do now? I'm going to get this mounting bracket off. That'll allow us a little bit better access to the back side of that board so we can unscrew the heat sink from the thermal. Run those screws back in so we know where they go. Now let's see if we can get under there to undo that screw. Where are you screwed? There it is right there, okay. Oh, somebody's having a bad day. Let's see if I can get down through this hole right here under that screw. Nope, can't get on it that way. There we go, I can get on it this way. Okay. There's the thermal right there. And it's bolted to the board right here, or to the heat sink. We run that screw back in so I don't lose it. Okay. That screw will also be a little reminder to reinstall that screw to hold that thermal down. Here's a bank of resistors right here. We'll have to check those before we reassemble this. Make sure none of these resistors are opened up. Okay. Can we see a part number? So I can read this part number off to you if you ever need to know what the part number is. Okay, the IGBT is manufactured by Infineon. It is part number FS100R12KS4. Now how about the three-phase bridge? Let's see if we can get a good read on that. I have to get a Q-tip up in there. Okay, the three-phase bridge is also made by Infineon. It is DDB 6U84N16RR. This looks like a relay for the pre-charge. Here's the optocouplers and the firing circuits for the gates of the IGBT. So the transformers must make the isolated voltages. Now here's a optocoupler over here. This three-phase bridge must have the regenerative braking IGBT inside it. Looks a little bit more fancy than just a standard three-phase bridge. Okay, there's the connector for the thermal, and I'm not able to disconnect that from the other side of the board. I tried on the other drive, I couldn't do it. So I just went ahead and instead of trying on this drive, I just went ahead and went right to unscrewing it from the heatsink assembly, removing that screw. Okay. There's the drive assembled as far as we can. Now, I'm done for the day, folks. We can finish up this task tomorrow. Today's a Saturday. I always like working on the weekends because there's nobody in here to get in your way. And so I'm going to go over to my daughter's house, and I have some chives. I have a pot of chives I'm going to bring over there and let the grandkids take care of those chives. They'll like that. I got to get cleaned up first. I'm a mess. Okay. Y'all have a good day. Lord willing, we'll see you tomorrow. Say hi to your families for me. Families are hard to come by. When they're gone, you miss them. But you know what? That's what we are. We're a memory cell of the folks that have gone ahead of us. Huh. Isn't that something? Each of us is a memory of the people that passed through our lives. Huh. Well, that's amazing. All right, all. We'll see you in the next one.